Janesville police have arrested a U.S. Navy petty officer accusing him of multiple child sex crimes.
Yeah, that man you see behind us is Brian Bradley Hubbard, whose job was to recruit students at local high schools. And BC 15's Michelle Beck explains, though, he allegedly struck up relationships beyond the scope of his duties. Michelle.
Yeah, the Janesville police began their investigation earlier this month after one report of inappropriate sexual contact. A detective says he's learned at least 3 victims are involved, and they're all high school students.
Following his arrest Monday, Brian Bradley Hubbard faces a total of 7 felonies, 4 counts for child enticement, 3 for sexual assault of a child.
He was using his appointed position as a recruiter to make contact at high schools throughout the area, and from those contacts he was able to gain personal social medias or ways to communicate with people from there.
Janesville detective Dan Schoonover says Bradley Hubbard started recruiting at a local high school fall 2021. Spring 2022 is when conversations allegedly started, and they were based on a lie that the petty officer was 18.
And this whole time, the students did not know he was 25 years old?
No.
Prior to the allegations of assault, Bradley Hubbard worked out of the Janesville Naval Recruitment Office. The Navy Recruiting Command says he enlisted in 2016 and has been a regional recruiter since April 2021. Tuesday, the command says, quote, "There is zero tolerance for the behavior that has been alleged," adding Bradley Hubbard's government-issued cell phone and computer have been confiscated to block him from talking with any other future sailors.
The probable cause is that he used his authority to gain access to the kids to commit the child enticement crimes.
The investigation continues in Janesville. Detective Schoonover encouraging any other victims to reach out.
Going through something like this is traumatic for somebody, and it takes courage to come forward.
And separate from Janesville police, the U.S. Naval Criminal Investigative Service has launched its very own review of Bradley Hubbard. As for some additional information on security, the Navy Recruiting Command says all of its recruiters are screened and must stay eligible for security clearance. Live in the studio, Michelle Beck, NBC 15 News.
All right, Michelle, thank you. Any other information can be reported to Janesville police at 608-755-3100.